some of these around his ankles.
He probably does.
Yeah. Oh, well, he like that too.
Like I said, I know a lot of people know your grandparents, Chris, and they know the stories from the the movies and all that other stuff. But tell us about yourself. Like what are you all about, and what's the foundation all about? Yeah, leave me out. It's been trying to leave me out of this whole show.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's been crazy. So yeah, everybody, just so you all know tonight, Dana is going to actually kind of run the show. In the arms of an angel, I will fly away. In the arms of an angel. Did you know that you could sponsor a boo for just 99 cents a day? I got to get this back on here. Give me a minute. Now, boo is... Okay, this ought to be fun. So that was our little boo update. She's turned into a very, very expensive dog.
Overnight, almost.
Yep. So for just 99 cents a day, you can sponsor Boo and others like her.
She now is just so as people are getting in, we can show you, or
get to the comments and stuff.
We can get to give you an idea of how our lovely Boo is. So she ended up coming home Monday afternoon, or actually we were there Monday morning to pick her up, and we had to go ahead and then leave her, which she was not happy about because she had already been 3 days in the hospital, and then we found out that we had to do another test. So she ended up in the hospital for the rest of the day, but I got off work and was able to bring her home. And the test they were doing, she was there for the weekend. Yeah, so she was there basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then Tuesday they called us in the morning, which was surprising because they told us we weren't going to have test results back until the afternoon, because they were the doctor we have, Dr. Pratt, she's pretty good. I mean, she knew. She's really good. She knew what was going on, but she had to confirm it.
And he'll never see this, but my dude Kyle over there, the vet tech.
Vet tech, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they got some good staff over there.
So we got the results back. The Dr. Jamie at the office called me and was like, "You need to get her in so we can get that first shot put in her." We found out she has Addison's disease, which is not very common in dogs,
especially that age.
And and with her age, it's more common in young dogs than it is older dogs. Because at first they thought she had kidney failure, which it's not. It's basically her body does not make steroids, so she doesn't produce any type of steroids. So now she is on a lovely, expensive kidney diet. And slowly we're getting to the kibble part of it. But so she has expensive taste in food. And she
eats a hamburger while I get a hot dog.
Yeah. Well, at first we were eating whatever she would eat, because if we would eat it, then she would eat it because she thought it was medicine. So it was started off kind of crazy. But she's now eating stuff that we're not eating. So now she's eating, she's peeing, she's pooping, she's drinking. So she's getting back to Boo. Obviously, we're hoping maybe she'll sit up here in a little bit so we can show you, because she's lost a lot of weight. So you can see it in her face how much weight she's lost in just like 2 weeks.
Yeah, she wears out pretty quick.
Yeah, she's still tired, but she
wants to eat.
She's getting and she's eating and everything. But she will be on injections and steroid and oral steroid for the rest of her life. So she became a very expensive dog in a short amount of time. But we were fortunate that we caught and sent her and took her to the vet when we did, because the stages that she was at, most dogs are even further off, worse off than what she was.
they said if I hadn't taken her to the vet that Friday, she probably would have had a heart attack over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because her kidney, her blood levels were so bad.
Yeah, and actually she had what caused everything was potassium. Her potassium was like super high. And so, but now she is back to, I mean, her level, you can tell when her levels start dropping. Oh, we didn't add to, she has to have a blood draw every 25 days too.
Yeah.
The day she gets her injection, she gets a blood draw, and then she's on her special diet. And then she has like, because we're actually going to try to go to a more natural diet with her. So we're going to be making a consultation with either OSU or Michigan with a nutritionist there for the dog.
As long as it's free. If not,
Well, they said it's not very expensive. And yeah, we can't afford anything outrageous. They said it's like a very minimal, it's just minimal, but all the dogs are going to go to a more natural diet. But there's nothing we could have done to do this, although even the doctor probably is like, why didn't I think about this? Because back in January, Boo lost a patch of fur, and we don't know why or anything.
No, it was
It was in January.
Oh.
It's all in the documents I have. In January, she and so we actually had her in, and she got steroids and that, and she started acting better, and the fur came back. So we thought nothing of it. Didn't need blood work. Doctor even was like, no blood work needed at this time, and here we go. So here she is, but she is doing much better, and we thank everybody for their thoughts and prayers and good vibes sent to her, because it has helped. And we're fortunate because most dogs she was at that stage usually don't make a quick comeback, and they usually don't have a good outcome.
Luckily, she's young, and I think that probably helped her too, because she is pretty active and pretty spunky normally. But anyway, we should probably start talking about ghosts, because
that's what the show is about.
Come here. So I didn't totally prepare, but I had thought about doing this a few weeks ago. So let's say you've got a ghost in your house, or you think your house is haunted, or you call a paranormal team for an investigation because you want to figure out what's going on at your house. So what we're going to kind of do tonight is go over like our methods and our questionnaire and things like that. So let's say day one, you reach out to us on Facebook Messenger. Mm-hmm. What do we do?
Usually if you reach out to us on Facebook Messenger, depending on the time of day or when it is, either Jeff or myself will get back with you. Usually during the day, it's Jeff will get back at first, because I will tell them that no, we got their message, but we'll get back with them as soon as we can, and just give me a little bit of details. As soon as they give us a little bit of details, then we go ahead and call them and get a little bit more information from them.
Yep.
And then once we kind of get an idea of what's going on, Jeff and I usually will kind of say, okay, we just need to talk to our team, and we'll get back with you. So then what we do,
because let me say this though, if it's an emergency situation where people are getting scratched or choked or something like that, we would obviously probably go there and do a meeting right away and figure out what's going on. But a regular case,
it takes us about a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, before we actually go to the property. But
so
normally
we start with a questionnaire on the phone.
And what we do, but like I said, we kind of fill it out. We go back, and Jeff and I usually talk. Now we'll start bringing Jerry. Well, actually, last case, Jerry was in on it too. So then we can kind of discuss the case of what's going on and what we think the next step should be. Usually then, after we do that, we get back with them within 48 hours, and we do the questionnaire.
So I think let's go over the questionnaire, because like I said, though, if it's an emergency situation, obviously things are different. But we found that if you're not, like, if you call us and you're not willing to fill out the questionnaire and you're not willing to be honest, then that's a red flag. Like, we don't even want to take on the case, because we've been to too many places where, people watch the ghost shows and they want a live version of Ghost Adventures in their house
to entertain their friends.
Or if they send you a picture of, or a video of something that they captured or saw, and you tell them, I'm pretty sure that that's dust on your phone. It doesn't mean we're not saying your house isn't haunted, but like, that's not a good piece of evidence. And it's, half the time it pisses people off and they bail.
Well, yeah, and we usually explain too, okay, we're going to ask some personal questions, and it doesn't believe what you tell us does not go beyond. It's private case. No one
So
outside of our group will see this information or know this information. So
we
it's
keep
everything's private.
private,
I
secret,
mean-
quiet. We'll talk about cases,
Yeah, I was saying.
but there's never ever any details as to who or where.
I mean, when we get a case, all right, that case goes in one of these, and then the other paperwork's in that one. So anything we do that goes on paper goes in that. We write the name, times, and then the dates that we went there. So it's all on there.
Okay, so a lot of times too, like if we can send the questionnaire for them to fill out, we will do that. But most of the time, we just do it over the phone. But, so it starts out like this. It says, "Thank you for contacting us at Boot Productions. First and foremost, we are here to help. We are very experienced in dealing with paranormal situations. We also have a bank of experienced individuals we can call on to help. What you may be experiencing can be scary, but is not always dangerous. If you feel that anyone in fact is in danger, you must express that to us immediately. Some of the questions may seem personal, but you must answer them honestly. They are designed not to judge, but to help in doing our best to resolve your situation." And there's a lot of times where we have caught, where can I get a t-shirt? And there you go. Yeah, we can, we'll send you a t-shirt.
Yep, I can get those for you.
Send me your size.
Mhm.
But anyway, so we start out with the background information. It's how many people live in your home, the ages and sexes, how long have you lived there. Okay, so then it starts to get into the paranormal stuff. Is your experience new and related only to your current address, or did you have experiences at a previous house? So, I mean, why is that important to you to know that?
Because we want to know if maybe it's connected or it's attached to the person, or because a lot of times this is crazy, but almost every time that they say that, well, yeah, it seems like this happened at another house.
Jerry always outs me. A fake surprise or a real surprise?
Yeah.
It's at the very beginning, so you missed it. You can rewatch.
So what we asked that because, see, you just made me.
I'm sorry. So we asked that so that we can find out if it's like more likely property related or
squirrel moment.
person related. No, that's fine. I'm reading the comments.
I know, and it's squirrel moment me.
So that's why we asked that question. And we also asked any other houses that they've owned, the addresses of where they've experienced.
It's kind of we fall back on that too, because a lot of people, they don't understand why we ask for other addresses. A lot of times it helps, because then if they said that they were having issues at that house, we can go back and research that house as well to see if there was anything that was going on there, or if it's just a fluke with the person.
Can you guys hear us okay? Because I'm not seeing a lot of signal on my equipment. I'm just asking. So just let me know. We'll continue. So then we asked, do you know the history of your house? Any deaths or trauma that you know of? Like, so, because a lot of people too, if
Jerry, can you hear us?
I think they can. I hope so. I would hope somebody would have told us that they can't hear us already. Like I said, that my signal on my mixer, it's there, but it's weak. So we're just going to assume you can, unless someone says.
You go ahead. Okay, yeah, he can hear us.
Okay, good.
As soon as he says what, it's like, yeah, be on, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because a lot of times if someone's having something go on at their house, they'll start to research their property themselves. Or, if I wasn't doing this, that's what I would do. Like, did somebody die here? Did the
Right.
previous
Well,
owners,
and this is kind of nice for us to know too, because a lot of times, well, we actually had a house that she said that they lived next to a cemetery at their old house, and they think that stuff followed them from that house because that stuff came from the cemetery. Which, when we actually went back and researched the old property, the other property, there was never a cemetery there. So
yeah,
that
that's
helps
common
us
too.
out
Is
too.
that a lot of people will reach out to neighbors and things like that, and they'll hear stories like they'll say, "Oh yeah, that property there used to be a cemetery back in the day."
Or a hospital,
or a hospital, or a lunatic asylum. That's another popular one. And it's, you look it up, and there's absolutely no fact to that whatsoever. So, the property history is very, very important. Then the next question we ask is, has anything traumatic happened in your life recently? Why is that one important?
That one because a lot of times when it's a traumatic situation going on with like PTSD, you could be having like panic attacks that are making you have hallucinations, or you may be, I mean, there's just all kinds of things that could be happening. Or you may be thinking that something happens and you think it's a loved one, if it was something that traumatic passing away of someone. It just, that can vary. That can vary a lot just by how the person. I am sorry, I am having such squirrel moments right now, and I do not know why. I don't know. I apologize. Um,
Sorry,
so,
I'm answering my dad. He's texting me.
but I don't, like I said, I don't know why I'm having squirrel moments. Um,
You can read the next one. If you
yeah, I'm like,
want. Sorry. Now, it just so everybody knows, it's been we weren't going to go live tonight because, as of up until last night, like I've just been in such a dumpy mood the whole weekend and week. It's just
it's been hard with food.
Like you guys don't even know how much I love that dog. So, okay, so the next question.
Okay, so do you suffer from any illnesses like cancer, any types of diseases, and then a list of medications anyone in the house is taking?
And you want me to talk about that?
I
or
can
do you
do
want
these.
To? Okay, you can do that.
Okay, so the illnesses and that, some illnesses can affect like the way you're feeling. And why we ask that is because I know, like, for instance, for instance, the Thursday after we did the show 2 weeks ago, Jeff's back hurt really bad, like kidney area.
It was last week.
Was it?
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If anybody watched last week, they'll remember I was like,
and it was like really
my
bad.
kidneys hurt so bad.
And then boom, the next day it was Boo was in the hospital.
Yeah, and it was kidney related.
And it was kidney, yeah.
Weird,
but I've had that.
I mean, we all know that I'm the green swamp, so I mean,
yeah,
obviously
right.
I would feel something if Boo had.
And so, but I've had that happen. Like when he's not feeling well, yeah. I mean, I can tell he's not feeling well.
And Harold, Harold always likes to sneak and watch, and we talk a lot of shit about him. But Harold, like, he had a problem a couple weeks ago, and the entire time I was talking to him, my head was pounding. Like,
but as we
me
said,
and Harold have a
connection. But I've had that ever since I've met Harold. I've had that issue until I was told I needed to cut the cord because it was really starting to affect me. And since I have cut the cord, it's pulled over to him now. So
she had to separate from you, Harold. Do that.
Yeah, so it was like,
we love Harold.
It was just taking too much on for me physically. So then we ask about medications in the house.
That is very, very.
This
very,
is a
very
huge part, and people don't want to tell us what medications they take. And usually we find out that they take these medications.
Hang on a second. And like we said, it's not we don't ask these questions to judge people. And that's what, if people are on drugs, they don't want to say it. But I'm not here to judge you, but we need to know if you're dependent issues.
And it's important because certain medications can make you have hallucinations, or can make you see things, or can affect your psyche. I mean, they really can. And it's not always, if some people think it's always psych meds that do it, it's not always psych meds. It can be like pain medication. It can be like, I can have issues with one of the medications I take for diabetes. So, I mean, just one of them I take, it can actually mess with my memory. And so I have to watch. And luckily I don't they take me off of, I go on it for a little bit and then I go off of it. But those things can matter. And a lot of people do not want to give us this. And also, that's then we'll ask them about if they suffer from mental illness or depression.
Yes, we have had COVID.
Time ago.
When did we do that? That was
in December.
Yes, it was December we had it.
January, because
right after.
That's when Alexa started. Yeah, so January.
Yep.
And I've actually had it twice.
Yeah, we think you had it.
So I've had it. I possibly may have had it 3 times, and I'm vaccinated. So.
But the first 2 were before the vaccine.
Yeah, the first 2 were before the vaccination. It was right when everything came out, because I unfortunately had to cross several states to take my daughter to her first duty station, and that was right when everything was closing, it was closing down. They literally had stand in place orders as we were getting ready to go, and they said just go, finish going. So, but then my sister and I had to come back through that as well. So, and
that
my
was-
sister and I both got sick like right after that, and then I got sick.
But you had it before the COVID thing happened because we were doing that investigation.
Yes.
That house where that
Yes.
really, really bad situation happened. And
Yeah.
You got really,
And I got
sick.
really sick then too.
Right.
And then this last one was
Well, you were
after.
sick before that, but then that house
Provoked it.
contributed.
Yeah, so I've had it probably 3 times. Once documented, 2 times not documented, because at that time you couldn't get home test or get tested. But the last time I did come up positive, so it's not fun.
Yeah, and then I got symptoms too, so I didn't officially test.
I
but
still don't have all my smell and taste back either.
I'm good.
Yeah, I can still taste. I have issues with some taste, and certain smells I can't smell yet. So.
Welcome to COVID talk.
Yep.
Okay. What's
Okay.
next?
So then we'll ask if they have mental illness, depression, anxiety, or family history.
And that's okay. I'm gonna take over on that for a minute. So we did a case where mental illness was an issue, and I always tell people, and this one really pissed me off because, this one of the claims was that this lady had heard a lot of stuff, heard voices, heard this and that, and I'm one that, like a lot of paranormal investigators, as soon as they hear mental illness, they run. They won't
And
take
we
it. They won't touch it. They're like, nope, you're crazy. Yeah, they won't say that, but that's the attitude. You're nuts. You're fine. But I talked to this lady for 45 minutes at least. And then I sent her an article, and I was telling her, like, look, I believe that your house is haunted.
And
caught a
we
couple
actually do,
EVPs,
because I
like-
got scratched
Yeah.
there. I
Like,
literally got scratched.
I really believed her claims and this and that and the other thing. But I sent her an article that was related to some of the medications that she was taking about how it can cause you to hear things. So she went on a Facebook group and just blasted me saying that I called her crazy and that I didn't believe her and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and it was really nasty, and it pissed me off because I was, like I said, I had talked to her for 45 minutes because
And we had gone to her house several times.
we're very personable with
And-
our clients. I mean, it's like, I believe you
And we were
until I find
just
something to
basically
not
trying to explain to her, you need to go to your
believe. This is
doctor
something
and
to
check.
consider.
No, have them check, and maybe you need to, because she had been on these medications for quite some time and not had any dose changes.
Yep. And one of the specific
that-
side effects of one of the medications was it will cause you to hear things.
Yeah.
And it's like, so there again, like I said, I'm not saying that her haunting was related to that, but that has to be considered.
Yeah.
And part of
And because we even we tried to explain to her, well, we know there's something there because something attacked me. And we got an EVP there too.
a couple, yeah.
So it wasn't like we know there's
Plus,
something there. And
Dan was with us, and some weird equipment hits that were.
yeah,
We actually thought his EMF meter was broke. Or his tripod meter,
until he went home.
until he went home and
It
used
worked.
it, and it was perfectly fine. There was no. It wasn't
Yeah,
a battery
so-
issue. It was something was out there messing. with
Yeah. So she took it offensive, but we were trying to explain to her that maybe you need to talk to your doctors and let them know what's going on at home to maybe get those adjusted, your meds maybe looked at and adjusted, because it could be a bad side effect that
And
you're having.
what doubly ticked me off too. Okay, so I'm gonna rant because you
Soapbox.
guys know I love to do this. So she posted it in a group chat. Okay, I stopped myself. I was gonna say what it is. And so she put a post in there early in the day. Everybody in this post, because Toledo people are a bunch of drama effers.
That are known all over
Everybody
the
wanted
country.
to know who it was because they wanted to out me and tell people what a piece of shit I was and all this other stuff. And like everybody had to know, who is it? And so finally I jumped in and I said it was me, and I defended myself. And as soon as I did that, that post was taken down within 5 minutes. Like, and that ticks me off too.
That,
because
and Jeff explained what
it was
he
a
had
long
done and
explanation,
said,
and
then it was
I don't
gone.
think she removed it. I think the
I
admins
think,
did,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
the admins and I have some history that
Yeah.
is known in Alabama.
Okay, so then, yeah,
Back to our
it's
story.
known everywhere. So the next one we ask is if anyone in the home drinks alcohol frequently or uses drugs of any kind, and how often. Again, this is something that we do not share. For
I mean,
instance,
if you've got a heroin problem, that doesn't mean you don't have a haunting, but that is the key focus on getting that fixed.
well, for instance,
Yeah.
Jeff
Tell it.
we were with Tobes doing something. I was not a part of any of this until this last final day. We were going to set up DVR cameras because there was something that was on video that was very obvious that there's something going on.
Real quick. So I actually saw, they showed us a video from their phone, from their home cameras, that the baby was flipped over and picked up in the air and dropped. Like not way high, but
but just enough, and then just
6-7 inches and dropped. So there was paranormal stuff going on in that house for sure.
So at that point, we were going to be setting up DVR cameras. The guy was supposed to meet us there. He said, "Yeah, go in and set them up and everything," but he kept giving us excuses because he kept calling and giving us an excuse why he's not there, why he's not there, why he's not there. So he did not know I was with Jeff. He thought Jeff was by himself. I went in with Jeff, and I'm like, as we're starting to set up, I'm being snoopy because I've not been there, and I'm like, something did not feel right in this house from the time we drove up. I'm like, something's not right here. So I just kind of they had cabinets open, and I started just kind of looking.
They weren't just in the cabinets; they were on the counters.
Oh yeah, but they were on the counters, but they were just on counters that everything that was open. I did not open anything, but I might have turned a bottle, but I did not open cabinets. And there were, I think I found 12 bottles of pain medications and psych meds.
And they were addressed.
None of them were to the people that lived in that house. And they were from like all over the place, not from just Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, all over the place.
And I felt bad for them, but these people clearly, it was like, so I've seen some drug addicts in my life, and these people were right at that edge of they're on the top of it where their life is about to just.
But they said they had no issue. They said they had no drug issues
they
or
were
anything.
trying to hold on and hide it. But it was.
But then it got so bad. I told Jeff, I said, "This isn't. We need to go. We need," because he called again and said because he told us he was at the gas station. He was 10 minutes away. That was like 30 minutes prior. And he kept calling and making excuses. He goes, "Oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there."
An hour and a half late.
And I'm like, this is not right. So I said, "No, Jeff, we're leaving." So we packed up. We started unpacking the stuff. We packed it up really quickly, got in the van and left. And as soon as he said, "Yeah, I know something came up. We have to leave." The guy got super mad and was like getting nasty with Jeff. And I told Jeff, "I'm telling you, he was going to set you up to either do something to you or to rob you." And I'm pretty sure because he never contacted us for any help after that.
That's a lesson too. Never ever go to a house alone.
No. Especially if you're female.
That was a case too where, like, I don't know, I felt compelled to carry. Like I brought my gun.
But I mean, I did not feel comfortable. Actually, I don't even think I wasn't going to go with him. I said, "No, I'm going with you," because I didn't want him to go by himself. So I was like, "No."
Here's the thing too. Like I said, it's not a judgment thing. If you have a drug problem, just tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to call the cops on you. I'm not going to judge you. People.
But I mean, but it can help us to figure out what might be going on.
Yes.
Because if you're going through withdrawal symptoms at a time, or coming down from something, that's when the things are happening. That might explain it.
Let's drop back into it. So I think last week I talked about being the director for the Warren Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just again, I've been chosen to be the Midwest director for the Warren Foundation for Paranormal Research, and we have a case that I'm going to sit in on tomorrow. And one of the claims that this lady has is that something is hurting her private parts, and the thing that we need to tell her to do is to go to a doctor first before we say it's paranormal, and tell the doctor what it is, not what you think it is, but tell the doctor exactly what your symptoms are and what the problem is, and try and get a medical reason first. If they find no medical reason, then it's time to look into the paranormal. And this case is related to the one that I talked about last week about the fake photos that a team showed this lady and said, and then the fake.
Yeah.
I really have to be careful a lot of times because I really want to out this son of a bitch because it ticks me off. He charged these people $650 to do an exorcism
Oh, that one, yeah.
for the first session, and there was going to be multiple sessions. And it's I don't want to say he's popular, but he does have a
Following.
He's, I would say, a quasi celebrity, and it's to charge somebody $650 when they don't have the money,
Yeah.
but they think that they're possessed because
And
somebody told them they were.
This is their last straw.
It's irritating as hell. So hopefully we can help this.
So if anybody ever tells you that you have to pay them for them to help you,
There's
walk
plenty of people
away,
that will
because
not.
you will find someone that that even if they're not in your area, find
Yep.
somebody and they will help you
Well,
find somebody.
Bishop James Long, he's the guy that I follow. I watch his shows. He was on Ghost Adventures. He's about as a celebrity exorcist as it gets nowadays. He doesn't charge a cent. I mean, there's a lot of hoops to jump through to get him to help you, but but he gets 300 messages a day. So
Well, we've actually had a couple times we've had people reach out to us that aren't from this area, but nobody has been helping them, and we've actually found a group to help them where they live. And because people want, because it was a post I made a while ago about being charged. Don't listen to anybody that wants to charge you. Find someone else. And they said, wait a minute. So this group wants, and it's like, no. I said, what area are you in? We'll find somebody that's reputable that can help you, and they won't charge you. And we were able to do that.
Let's drop back again a second to Sunday when Melody tagged me in that post.
Mm-hmm.
So some guy had put a post on a page.
Somewhere, I don't know.
I don't want to say I know.
I don't know.
Anyway, but a friend of ours tagged me in it. It was a paranormal post. This guy was getting scratched. A lot of bad stuff. In the comments section, there was over 100 comments. And the crap people were telling this guy to do, it's like, stop. So I sent him a private message, like, if you want real help, reach out to us because we can do it. But a lot of people, man, they just comment this dumb shit that is not you can get people hurt if you give bad advice. If you don't know what you're talking about, just don't say anything.
Or if you make fun of it. So, I mean, at my work, a lot of people make fun of the stuff I do. But yet, as soon as something happens, they're coming to me, and I'm like, no.
Yep.
No.
You're wasting your sunshine.
No, I'm not wasting my sunshine. All right. So then after that, we do ask what paranormal shows you will follow, or what paranormal shows you watch. What local team? Hold on, we'll go over that one. What local teams, and if you do follow local teams or shows, which ones do you follow? We have a story on this one too.
Yeah, okay, so we actually modeled our questionnaire off of Tobe's questionnaire, but I added that question because a lot of people, man, they watch these ghost shows and they want to be haunted. That's a real thing.
We actually
probably half of the calls we get, it's people who want to be
we
haunted.
We have a friendly one that calls us every once in a while.
And I feel like,
and there's a lot going on in the situation. There's some mental issues going on. There's some there's a lot of things going on with this house, with this group, with this family.
And she called us one time, and here's another case where I said seek medical help first.
Yeah.
So she called us and she said she fell and hit her head. And ever since then, she's been haunted by H.H. Holmes and having dreams of being in Chicago and being chased by him and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, okay, first of all,
do you know what happened?
Go see a doctor.
Yeah, but
that's what I said first, because if the falling and hitting your head triggered these visions and stuff, go see a doctor. But then
a week prior, guess what was on TV? There was a
Ghost
Adventure show on H.H.
One of their specials about serial killers.
And everything she was telling us was exactly what was in the show. But they'll tell us, I mean, okay, this one's funny. We've told her, we have explained.
God, I hope she never sees this.
She probably will. We have explained to her that she sometimes needs to cleanse her house, and she needs to use incense or sage. she showed us a picture of what she had done.
Yes, this is. And mind you,
And
I've
we're
showed
not-
this lady how to cleanse her house.
I've gone.
3 or 4 times.
I think Carmen has. We all have.
Yep.
So this is how she cleanses the house. You know the strawberry air fresheners, or like the tree air fresheners. She put those above every door and says that's
it was
how
strawberries. It was on the door
and,
jam.
yeah, and
And
because we looked at it and we're like, what is that in the picture? And we blew it up and we're like, oh, because she said she had put incense above all the, and we're like, oh. So I mean, but that's again another something that comes into play with the mental health part of it. And she's not.
Which I'm not laughing at that. But
we're not laughing
I'm
at
sorry.
it. It's just it's like
if you can't laugh at the strawberry air fresheners, there's something wrong.
no, and I mean
Cool.
and it's not we're laughing at her. It was just like when we saw strawberry. I mean, we explained to her that's not what to do, but it's yeah. It was. I mean, we just were
Like I said, we have told her 3 or 4 times. Carmen went there how to bless her house properly
and cleanse her
and
house.
cleanse her house properly. Of get rid of the energy at least because we felt it was energy related. But like, oh my God, when we saw.
But I even my daughter, my one that lives in Indiana, she was like, what? And she's the one that caught that they were strawberries, and she's like,
hey, we got Lady Mystique's in the house.
Hey.
How you doing?
my daughter caught it, so we were just like, oh, what a crazy.
And me and Carmen showed up one time too. I brought Carmen over there because we didn't know what to do. I mean, I knew it was like I knew there were issues going on, but I also knew that it was a lot of non-issues. So me and Carmen walk in the garage, and she immediately informs us that we're allowed to go skinny dipping in the pool in the back.
Yeah.
I
She was
was like,
in it. She's in it, and like I said, we eventually get every once in a while we get calls, and her phone number always. She uses
Yeah,
one of
it's
those
different.
computerized numbers, so every time she calls us, it's from a different number. So it's like we never know when she's calling us.
So we got Lady Mystique here. Let's stop for 1 second about what we're talking about.
Yep.
Talk about her event. Let's pull it up on Facebook because she's got another psychic fair coming up.
She does, and actually, I was gonna say it's in our messenger. If you want to look, the post is in our messenger.
Let's find this real quick. So, yeah, Lady Mystique is having another. And if you can post it in the comments, go ahead and post your flyer there too. But we'll
I
end
don't
up with
think
talk
she
about
will
it.
be able to post it in the.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
told
so
her we
she's
were
got a-
gonna share it for her. So
We did a show with her a couple months ago, and I still want to come out and film stuff like we talked about. But we did a show a couple months ago with her. She's got a beautiful shop in downtown Toledo, right across from the Huntington Center, at the old Secord building, which has a haunted history.
yeah, so it is going to be the Enchanted Mystic Arts presents Mind, Body, and Spirit Psychic Fair event. It's Saturday, July 23rd and Sunday, July 24th. And they are actually looking for vendors. So if you want to get a hold of her, yeah, Adam and Carmen. I kept thinking Adam and Carmen.
Talk about it.
And it's both days are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And like I said, she's looking for like vendors too. The vendors, it looks like psychic, tarot readers, palm readers, Reiki, energy healers, crystals, holistic products, aurora photography, mediums, entertainment / drumming circle, food vendors, and more. So if anybody's interested in that, if you're interested in it, you can go to their website or to their Facebook page, or you can call them. And I don't know, do you want me to give your phone number out on here? Unless, I mean, if you don't, if somebody would want it, I can just give it to, they can message us and we can give it to them. If you're, I'll wait to see if she responds. But we went to the first one they had, and it was, we had so much fun. Pokemon readings are amazing. You would never. So Carmen says she's getting in contact with her. Yay. That's one thing I don't have to promote. Carmen can promote herself on that one. And she, did she give us a thumbs up on that one?
No, that was Carmen. So just don't give the phone number.
Oh yeah, that no, yeah.
But
So
we're gonna share this post too. On our Facebook
yeah,
page.
we're gonna say we'll share the post, and as it's coming through, we'll do it as well. But that, like I said, we had a lot of fun with that. We stayed quite a long.
Yeah, we stayed.
We had a gathering because there were so many of us that knew each other that were like paranormal investigators. It was kind of fun because there was like a massive group of us that was there. So
But she's one too that I don't know, man. We connected first
Mhm.
for a minute.
and we did our show down there, and that was even really cool. And I got a Mother's Day gift from there too, so it was pretty cool. All right,
Let's
so
back to our.
So our next one is: have you ever gone on a ghost hunt? If so, where? And then, do you watch horror movies, and which
Okay.
ones?
Let's drop back to the ghost hunt question. So this is why this is important. We all know that stuff can follow you home.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're into ghost shows, you're going to go to the Mansfield prison for a ghost hunt, public ghost hunt. I mean, there's some dangerous crap there that can
Yes,
follow you
there's.
home. So
I did a double doozy cleanse on myself before
we
I left
need
that
to
place.
know if you've been to a place like that or a cemetery ghost hunting or something like that. You could have brought something home. It's very, very common. What's the next one?
That was the ghost hunts, and then horror movies
Yes. Horror
and
movies can.
music. What kind
Yes.
of music?
And I'm not saying everybody that listens to Slipknot, because they're one of the greatest bands out there, is
I
going
used
be
to
haunted.
never like
I love
Slipknot, but I like Corey Taylor. He actually, one of his songs was played at our wedding. So, if that actually,
like-
did we play one or two? I think we played two. I don't know, but yeah. So, just because I like listening to Ghost.
See, I don't like Ghost.
I don't like all their music.
Ghost is very okay. Soapbox time again for a second. Ghost is very antichrist. Like he's
But
very.
I don't listen
mocks.
I don't listen to all of it, but I like some of their stuff. So I'm not saying I like them all, but there's some things I like that they do. So I mean, it's
Slipknot
just
is aggressive, and they're
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're evil or anything like that, but Ghost is.
But
a
I'm
lot
just
of their
saying,
stuff.
I listen to Ghost, but it's not like it's
And I
not.
can't think of that female rock band too. That's like I love their music, I love the style, but they're very anti-Christian religion, and I can't.
Like I said, it's not like I listen to all of the. But I mean, I do some. There's a few other songs that I just really like, and people are like, when they hear that, they're like, "What?" I'm like, it's not all of it. It's just some of it.
But music, people connect with music.
Mhm.
It can change your mood. It can change your energy. It can change your vibe. I mean, it's so. There's a lot of, like cookie cutter Christian music, but it does
Mhm.
make you feel good.
Mhm.
When you're listening to Slipknot, you're pissed off. Like you're.
Well, and then we have my playlist.
Which is all 80s.
Well, no. We have my other
yeah.
playlist.
Which one? Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
No.
This
So I have another playlist.
This is a PG-13 show.
Yeah. All right. So then we have, do you have a lot of arguing in the home or domestic violence? This is huge too. A lot of
Because you
people,
may not actually be haunted.
no.
It may be like haunted by a spirit or an entity. It may be residual, dark, black, nasty energy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's. So if Dana and I fight right now, that crap hangs in the corner until we cleanse it. It's just.
It just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. If you have, and I can vouch for this because I was in a relationship before I met Jeff, and I did not realize, but there was so negative energy, and it was like, and it's not even like we fought. We just, we disagreed a lot. It just was like there wasn't there anything there, but I finally had enough, and as soon as I was like, you need to go. It was just like it was like the whole house just aired out. It was just crazy.
Okay, so Harold's aunt, Lady Bonadia,
Mm-hmm.
she described it to where, like, I love it when people that are sensitive and psychics and things like that describe something to me to where, like, I can understand it. She said that dark energy hangs out like dust bunnies,
Mm-hmm.
and you just gotta clean them out every once in a while.
That's why a lot of us cleanse our houses with sage and other things. I'm learning to use other things as well as sage, but then some of us do other rituals, like we have crystals and different things that we do for the same kind of purposes. Everybody does a little bit of different things to do that, but it's really needed. And Even, this is crazy, even just opening your windows
Yep.
can get some of that negative energy out.
Because that was the advice that we gave that client we were talking about with strawberry air fresheners.
Open your
Carmen
windows.
told her that you gotta, open those curtains. Her house was
Yeah.
so dark.
Mhm.
Clean up. It's
Well, even
that's another common occurrence too with hauntings, is that there's usually clutter.
Yeah.
There again, we don't judge people, but there's usually
and
clutter
it's
and
not,
it's dark and it's just stale air.
but it's not like little clutter. Like, it's like
Rachel, what is sound like? Go ahead.
like crystal bowls and that.
Oh, okay.
What I like, it's like almost hoarding kind of when you go into some of these
A
houses.
lot of places, yeah, but it's just
It's not always
cluttered
like
and
that.
dark and,
Yeah, it's
very
like a
hoarded.
hoarder. Yeah, it's
Yep.
not like that at every time you go,
No,
but
for sure.
a
The
lot
last
of
case
times.
we did, that Jerry went to, that was
no.
the exact opposite.
Opposite. But it was.
That was not their problem.
Oh, have a huge bell or clapping. Yeah, there's certain sounds, like too, like if you that certain megahertz is that you listen to, it does the same thing. It's like a cleansing thing.
Speaking of megahertz, okay, so last night I was watching the Warren Finals, and they had a couple of the people that were on there were techie guys, and I asked a question about infrasound, which is that it's a sound that you can't hear, but it can vibrate your brain and your eyeballs and things like that.
Wait.
And so I was asking how to detect it.
Okay, well, because we've asked the eye doctor I work with, one of the
Right.
eye doctors I work with, and he says it's near impossible for that to happen unless you are like pulling G forces.
But I've seen a lot of articles to where like
Right.
it can't happen.
But he's just saying the rarity of it happening
Yep.
is so slim for it to happen. It's like like if you have somebody telling you that this is happening, they're like one in probably 500 million chance of having that happen. I mean, it's very.
Let's deviate again and talk about our
native flute
experience.
Yes, and you can hire Adam to do this too. And this is amazing because I've heard Adam play on tape or like on his thing.
I'm going to talk real quick and then I'll let you take the native flute. So we did a session with him doing the native flute, and man, I'll tell you what, I really, really wanted and tried to put myself in that like spiritual mindset. It's probably the most effort I've ever given to opening myself up. I still, I don't know, close myself off for some reason, whatever. But like, there is something to that native flute.
So my experience, because I'm on my road to mediumship here, I've listened to Adam's flute music before, but we actually it was campfire outside. You could see it, like different things moving around. I literally walked myself through several different, like almost seasons and different like areas, walked myself down into a tree and down under the ground, and I had boxes and I had to pick certain boxes. And then once I opened them, was able to walk back up, and I was walking back up and getting next. And so then I finally got to the point where I was actually sitting, looking at the fire that we were doing, but I realized that I was like super hot. And it was like, why am I on? I felt like I was on fire. And when I looked over, I literally saw myself sitting there. So it was my first time I've ever as Adam says, my first remote view without really
you kind of like started to
remote view of myself, and first time I've ever seen myself outside of my body. So it was really cool.
And I had a different experience. I went to so Carmen has woods, and then there's a path that goes out to this big cornfield. I stood there in that path between the woods and the cornfield, and just, I mean, felt that, just felt nature, just blast me. I mean, it was a good experience. It was
That's
cool.
me going to the beach.
Yeah.
My grounding spot is the beach. I have the waves, music with waves. Yep. All right. So back to our next one. Paranormal activity in the home is what we will go over. That's the next thing we go over. And we'll ask them what kind of activities that are going on in the house or in the previous houses. And we ask if only things like this happen in the house, When did the activity start? How frequent is it? Who's primarily experiencing the activity?
Yeah, that's an important one because if everybody's experiencing it, then it's more likely legit.
Mhm.
If only one
It
one
might
person
be
is, I'm not going to say it's not legit, but it's definitely more questionable.
And then the next one is, do you have animals? What kind? Sometimes the dogs might, are like Blue Dog. She sees stuff in the house and
Yep.
watches it. I mean, she watches things move in the house.
They'll
and,
stare up at the corner like, "What are you looking at?"
I mean, Bubba does too. Not as much as Boo, but I mean, he does respond to, like, a couple of times he's just been laying there and he'll like dart off, jump, like something touched him, and it was like, whoa. He does that every once. He's a scaredy cat anyhow, but sometimes, I mean, there's nothing around him and it just is like boom, he's gone. And so usually we know something's touched him. But Boo, I mean, literally, she will sit there and watch stuff move around in the house, and it's not like there's anything there because we can't see it. But she will sit there, and she actually, when she was little, she played with stuff, like played with somebody all the time. So
I got a question for Carmen and Adam, since you guys are watching. I had something weird happen yesterday. I didn't even tell you this yet.
well, that's
So
nice.
I was at work and I got like, so if you tune
Hey,
a,
you didn't go to work yesterday.
okay, it happened Tuesday then.
Oh, that's 2 days you didn't come. Okay.
Sorry about that. Well, because I thought I was nuts.
We've been busy with food.
Yeah. So I had this happened for like 5 or 10 minutes. Like not it was more than 5, but less than 10. So I had a sound in my right ear that was like radio static, like it wasn't on a channel. It was just white noise. I couldn't get rid of it. I was hearing white noise in my right ear.
The mental
What does
health
that mean?
thing.
I definitely could be.
It might have been just that final
Well, like what?
with the boo
So
thing.
that's just a side question. Then Dana's going to get back to what we're actually talking about.
All right, the next thing we ask is about, have you ever had or used Ouija boards, done seances, tried communicating with the spirits in any other way?
Obviously, why we asked that.
Yes. It's always the Ouija one that
Ouija
people are
board's
like,
a
well,
bad
yeah, I
thing.
would. It's either nope, I would never do that, or yeah, I'd do that. And it's like, okay.
Okay, so Dad chimed in. He said it's tinnitus, but it's like that's the only time I've ever happened. And it was like seriously, like a radio station was not like if I'm trying to find 94.5, I'm on 94. You know, it was white noise. It was I didn't hear any voices or anything like that through it, but it was white noise.
Are you
It was
becoming?
only in my right ear.
Are you
It's never
becoming your
happened
own
before.
spirit box?
I'm the Green Swamp medium. Maybe that's
Maybe it
how I
is.
tapped in. The Green Swamp has different methods than most mediums.
Okay, and then we ask, do you practice witchcraft or any other? I'm tired of the Force.
Don't make me get that lightsaber out.
I'm tired of the Force. I should have never bought him that stupid lightsaber. But I was being nice. I was the good wife because it was something he really, really wanted, and nobody would ever have bought him that, so I bought it for him.
It's not easy being Green, Rachel. You're right. So, Dad says it happens 24. So you get that white noise like a radio static? Is it one ear or both ears or what? Because man, that was so
Yes,
weird.
yeah.
I do know they make medications for that.
Okay, do you practice what? I do practice witchcraft or occult practices, and then what is your religious beliefs, if any? These are kind of important too
Hang on a
because
second, let's jump back to the witchcraft thing real quick. So there's a lot of Wiccas out there.
Mhm.
We have a lot of Wicca friends, and I don't judge anybody for that or anything like that. But like, I guess what we're trying to find is if you're into the darker stuff, or if you're, because from what I know about Wicca, like if you are truly into the good Wicca, blah blah blah, you're not going to be calling a paranormal investigator anyway. So we want to find out if you're playing around with dark stuff.
Rachel brings up her point. Not
Yeah.
all witches are Wicca, which is true.
That's
But-
what I'm saying. It's like, because like Rachel, like I don't think if you had something going on at your house, I don't think you would call us. I think you would
She takes,
would
well,
use your Wicca
she
to-
might add, well, if she's not asking Carmen and Adam, she might ask us or tell us what's going on and see what our response is. But she's at the same point. She'll get 3 point of views, and then she'll figure out what she's going to do.
Because a lot of times when people do that, they know
Mhm.
how to approach it, how to clean it, how to cleanse it, get rid of it, all that stuff.
Yeah, and usually Rachel, she sages and cleanses a
But if
lot
people are
and
playing
uses
around with
crystals.
crap, they
And
shouldn't be playing with.
well,
That's different.
well, there has been a few things that Rachel has done that I know that other people may not know.
Well, what about the recording that she played for us that one time where,
Oh, her ex.
yes, that was freaky.
She did. There was some voodoo stuff she would try
That
to
was
do
some
for her
voodoo.
ex-husband, which
That
I
was
don't blame her on
freaky
that part. But yeah, she actually it was like almost like her ex-husband was being.
It was satanic. He was
Yeah,
blasting
it was
the
really.
satanic
Yeah,
verbiage or
it was
something.
crazy. It was good when he was gone.
Okay, you said it. We didn't want to say it without.
Yeah. All right, and then, have you ever had a medium or paranormal investigator of any kind in your home? If so, who?
And here's why this is important.
Yes.
So I'm going to sit in tomorrow on my first Warren Legacy Foundation case. One of the things that the client has said is that there have been a couple paranormal teams in there. We talked about this last week with the photos. We need to know this because we totally debunked the photos that were sent to her and led her to believe that she's got a possession going on. Like one of our guys on the foundation, he was like 5 minutes. He's like, that crap's fake.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on their Facebook page and stuff like that, and they had the same pictures with the same anomalies on every place they've been to. I mean, it was crazy. So that's why we want to know who's been there before. Plus, there's a lot of mediums out there that really are just not good. You know, they don't.
I'm bringing Boo up for a little bit.
Who's going to make an appearance?
Baby.
Yeah.
I get her booty
It's
up.
like, I'm tired, Mom.
She's
Uh-oh.
happy. There she
There,
is.
She's like,
There she is.
what the hell? I don't want to be on camera.
No, she's lost. Well, her head looks
She's like,
funny
my
because
face
she
is
lost.
thinning. I don't want to be on
She's
camera.
still not light, but she's a lot lighter than she was. She's like, yeah, I don't want to look
She
at
had
the
a good-
camera.
She had a good 24 hours, huh?
You don't want to look at the camera? No.
It's like, nope.
Okay. She's just like, feed me.
Yeah, she wants hamburgers.
Okay, I'll put you back there. There you go. I'll give you a carrot now.
So speaking of that, Rachel had it just like
Yeah. I mean, and
he
you
was-
could
he
hear
was
him
playing some
chanting. It
demonic
was
crap, like,
crazy.
it was- that freaked me out when he played it.
I mean, literally, we were ready to go over there to help her because it was that bad.
And bring a gun. 'Cause
Yeah, it was really bad.
sorry, if I was on TikTok, I'd have to say and bring a pew pew.
Yeah. But yeah, it
So
was.
that's pretty much the questionnaire, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Another thing too about investigations, like honestly, we really feel that investigating is the last thing you want to do. And I learned this from Harold, that because we can go there and do an investigation and stir up crap, but we get to come home at the end of the night. We're all about like trying to empower you to take your house back, because that should be your safe space. There should be no, you shouldn't be scared to be in your own house. And so a lot of times we actually talk people out of investigating.
And I mean, and sometimes to ease them, we will bring in cameras, DVR cameras, and maybe do a weekend of watching DVR cameras.
That's usually my first.
That is our
suggestion,
first before we will do a
is to-
head-on investigation.
Yeah, let's not come here and try and communicate with stuff. Let's come here and we'll set up cameras for 2 days and see if we capture what you're telling us is going on, and then approach it that way. Because, like I said, if we go in and ask questions and communicate, we could be opening up doors to, like I said, we get to go home. You don't. So, you're at home.
And this is
Stir it
something
up.
too that a lot of people don't realize. We follow up afterwards. We have a case that we did back in the wintertime that I just reached out to him again. And because I know Carmen and I need to go out there to do some clearing of the yard. But I mean, I try to keep in contact with them just to make sure things are still okay.
Yep.
And I mean, we keep pushing. If anything happens, call us. message us. We'll figure it out and walk through it. So we're not just going to leave you hanging. And we do try to try to figure everything out, but we don't want people to just think that once we're done with everything, we're gone. It's an ongoing. So anytime something happens,
there's teams that do that. There's teams that want to go. They
investigate, have fun,
they
and
want
go.
to film your house
Mm-hmm.
for their YouTube channel. That's really common.
And that's what's fun too. We do not put anything on private cases on anything public unless that homeowner or business owner gives us permission to do.
And we talked, about that one case quite a bit, to where like if that person was watching, they would know that we're talking about their house.
But nobody else would know.
No one else would agree.
Yeah, when we refer to cases like that, you would never know who the person is unless you're that person. You would not know who we're talking about. So
that's how we do things.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do a questionnaire.
An investigation, like in my opinion lately, 5 years ago, my first step, let's investigate. Let's set the cameras up. Let's get the shit out. Let's do this. I'm Zach Baggins. Who's in here? Why are you torturing this family? That was me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
I've changed a lot of my views on how to investigate.
And I laugh because
everything.
Because I didn't mind going on the investigations, but I was like, I'm not a fan of the investigations.
I really do. I'd like to
now,
do it, but
when it's public, like it's something that's known, like
like the mill.
Mansfield, the mill, any of those things, I have no problems going in there investigating, But when it's at homes, I don't, because I just don't like to do it. I do if I have to, but I just don't. I rather take all the ways out of doing an investigation in home.
Because like we said, at the end of the day, it's, if it's your house, you're ultimately going to have to be the one who's going to check. We can help you. We can banish, cleanse, all that stuff. But at the end of the day,
sometimes we need to come and do like a maintenance thing. But if you're doing your own maintenance, then it shouldn't be that we're coming that often. Maybe once a year or even longer than that. But as long as you're doing your own maintenance on your home, once we figure out what's going on. So.
No, we're not going to get into it because you missed a question.
Which question?
You missed one about religion.
Oh, I said there. Oh, you stopped me, and then I went after.
Okay.
Religious beliefs. That's another one.
Yeah, we asked what religion people are, because some people are not religious. So, or let's say you get a call from a Muslim family. A lot of this was in that post I was talking about earlier in that group chat. Everybody told this guy, call a priest. Well, what if the guy is not Catholic or Christian, or what if he's a Muslim? Calling a priest is not going to do anything. That's a wasted step. So, so we need to know the people's religion too. Or if you're not religious at all, there again.
But that's the way we would handle the case then too. It's like, okay. So.
Yeah, there's a Tobes case that's been going on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is not religious at all. So a priest at his house would not do anything.
No.
It's because it's all about your intentions and the intentions of the client and what their beliefs are, and that's what gives you.
So I'm in the middle of the dirt feeding booth.
Yeah. Well, we're at an hour and 4, and people are leaving. People are not asking questions. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, now's the time. Otherwise,
Yeah. So this weekend, it's kind of Jeff gets to stay home and babysit Boo, because Boo has to have somebody with her for a little bit now.
Party.
Yeah.
Actually, they get to miss the green tomorrow.
Yeah. So I was gonna say we do have Rachel, who's in the group. She's actually having a gallery reading this weekend, and we actually have one spot still available. If anybody's interested, you can contact me, and I can give you the details. It's $35 for the gallery reading, and it's with Adam, the Black Swamp Medium. It starts around 6 o'clock, and it's going to be Saturday. And like I said, if you are interested, we have one spot left. She had several people back out on her, and so we're trying to fill up her spots for her. So we do have one spot if anyone is available and wants to come for a reading. And if you don't get a personal reading, you will get a tarot card reading.
Tarot card. Yep. So we have to address this. What makes the green swamp tick? Lots of things. First of all,
First of all,
the fact that I don't have a real lightsaber.
No, what
ticks
makes
me
him
off.
it ticks him off. What makes the green swamp medium tick, that it's because he felt left out and he felt excluded, and that's what makes him tick. So now he has to be a part of everything.
No, I joke about that. Oh God. No, we should probably just. avoid
Jeff,
that thing.
Mario needs help tuning his guitar, but he won't FaceTime because he says that's weird.
Yeah, we can FaceTime that.
He doesn't want to FaceTime.
Tell him to look on YouTube.
That's what you told him, and he won't do it.
Oh my God, it's not that hard.
It's Mario.
Does he have a tuner, Rachel?
It's Mario.
Or a tuner app? You can get a tuner app on your phone that works great.
So what does make you tick?
A lot of things make me tick.
Tick, tick,
Fake
tick,
pictures,
tick. Boom.
fake photos, people that don't believe in my power,
That would be Carmen
people that doubt me
and Adam.
and my
myself.
desire for world domination.
Oh, see, this is part of the problem now. Green Swamp Medium is now a director.
That's right.
That's
Respect.
wait. We have other news though too. Has it been announced
What?
about the assistant director?
Oh, we didn't announce it here, but
No.
yes, it's announced.
Carmen
Is the
is the
assistant
assistant director.
regional director for the Midwest of the United States.
So Carmen is under Jeff, and then
Adam, I'm going to hit you up like a Jehovah's
yeah,
Witness.
because I'm actually doing my application this weekend, and I think we asked Jerry if he would do one.
Jerry put his in today.
Did he? Oh, he
Yeah.
beat me.
He beat you.
Sorry, I've been a little busy at work because boss is away, so I can't do a lot more. And so, but Jerry, myself, and then we want to get Adam, and then possibly Harold's interested.
Harold actually wanted to be in.
Yep. So we might have a nice little Northwest group here.
So, like, the Warren Foundation has got a great bank of resources. Like, so there are people on the team that have investigated with Ed and Lorraine. Like, the one guy, Joe Frankie, who we had on our show, he was a college student under them. And, so he has investigated with them for years. Chris McKinnell investigated with them for years. Heather is fantastic. She does her own thing, and she's there's a lot of knowledge in the foundation.
But I mean,
It's a good resource
we've
to
already
tap.
used them for multiple things, and they're really
And their
are
methods
really
of
good.
taking on a case are, we do a lot of the same things.
Right, and it's nice though because there's a lot of different views with the different members, so it's not like everybody is the exact same way
There's
of
people
thinking.
from New Zealand. There's people from
Costa Rica,
all
they're
Spanish speaking. There's
Yeah.
tons. Like,
it's pretty cool.
It's a good thing to be in. So I'm happy to do it, and the reason I'm happy is because the ultimate goal is to help people for free. They don't charge a damn thing for anything. It's anybody that reaches out gets help. That being said, like with us in the questionnaire, you have to be willing to help yourself, because if you're not going to fill the questionnaire out, we can't do it.
With the Warren Legacy Foundation, to help people, we may have to travel. I mean, not just in Ohio. We might have to go, what we said, to Chicago, to Wisconsin.
Our region goes out to, I think we have somebody from Nebraska in our region. So
Yeah.
we go that far.
Yeah. That's like 13 hours away because my daughter lives right on the Iowa-Nebraska line. That's 13 hours. So we could have to possibly travel that.
That's why we need to get the word out and get more people involved. And
Because
and
if
we
there's
want
people-
quality people, because there's a lot of people that if they applied, I'd say, no thank you.
And that's why, because if we need to start getting teams from other areas and reaching more, so that way we won't always have to do all those traveling.
I think Southern Ohio is good. We got quite a few members down there.
Dalton's pretty.
Well, he's in the South region.
Oh, is
so,
he?
Yep.
See, I don't know where all the regions are yet, because I don't
Southeast,
pay
I
attention
believe,
to
is
all
where
that.
his region is. You know, we got teams in Florida. You know, everywhere.
Everywhere.
New Zealand, England, like so. It's all good.
It's everywhere.
Yes, we can share the application for sure, Carmen. But like I said, we want good people. We don't want numbers. It's important.
And
That's
got
why
to
I
be
wanted
pure,
Carmen
and you
to do
have to
that.
have. I mean, because you do have to have like 3 cases that you've worked, and the information for them. So you have. I mean, they ask a few things about
For
like
references and
for references and that. So you do have to have that stuff behind you, and who you're affiliated with, what organizations they want, like your Facebook, your whatever social media you have.
because
Which I'm laughing, all mine's boo.
they have found in the foundation in the past that a lot of people were fans
Mm-hmm.
of Ed and Lorraine and the Conjuring and the Amityville and blah blah blah. So like they were not effective members. They weren't there to help
No.
people. They were there to ride the coattails.
Yeah.
They were there to use Chris to boost their channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's be honest. So, and I don't know. It's going to be cool. I can't wait. Like I said, I get to sit in on my first case intake tomorrow. I've got the background, and I'm going to let the case manager lead it, but I'll probably ask some questions because I want to know some stuff. But like, I don't want to overstep my bounds yet either, being this new. But man, I hope we tell this lady that those pictures were fake and stuff like that, because that's that case with the fake photos.
Yeah.
Like she needs to know that, like, to set her mind at ease.
Yeah. They're bad.
Yep.
Really bad.
Yep. And there again, I'll never get to share them. I wish I could, but we do keep case anonymity as priority. So there we go. I think we should end it.
Yep. Who needs to go potty?
I won't sing "In the Arms of an Angel" again.
If you missed the
That was
beginning,
beautiful. I can't wait to watch that.
if you missed
glorious I
if
sounded.
you missed the beginning
It was
of our
angelic.
show, like the first 2 minutes of the show, you need to go back and watch the first 2 minutes
Yes.
of the show, because it's kind of priceless.
Yep.
Also, it kind of helps so you could see boob. So
She's doing so good.
Yeah.
The last 24 hours have been like boom, way up. Oh, boom. She's ready for bed now.
she is. She's still sleepy, but
Yep.
alrighty.
She almost caught a bird though.
Yeah, she did. What,
Yep,
yesterday?
A bird flew she went hump.
Missed it, but she tried.
Yep.
So
It was all good. She at least ran out after a squirrel.
she's trying. She's getting there.
All right. Yes, Carmen agrees it's angelic. Adam, thank you for the kind words. Adam, let's plug his show real quick. before we-
Adam's show is on Saturday mornings at 9:30.
Yep.
And his show, he always has a different topic that he usually goes over. And there's always comic relief from usually myself, Josh, Carmen, and his dad, which his dad is awesome.
There's definitely a disturbance in
Yeah, yeah.
with
The Swamp Crew just kind of, I think Adam, didn't your dad say he wants to be the tie-dye or something, medium?
Yeah, we got Jerry's already.
He's yellow. So we got yellow, where we got
Got a lot
black,
of swamps going
green, yellow, and I can't remember. I want to say it was like tie-dye or psychedelic or something. I don't remember, but he wants to be a swamp
funny.
too. Plaid
Sure.
swamp medium. That's what it was. So it's like,
Yep.
yeah. So, but Adam's show is always good. It's in the morning, 9:30. Like I said, he always has a different topic. Sometimes you never know, he might pop in and do readings, and then sometimes throughout the every once in a while he'll do a pop-up, an unexpected pop-up, and he'll do readings. And
I miss his Wednesday night show though.
yeah,
I really
he used
do.
to have a Wednesday night show, but he doesn't have that anymore.
It is what it is.
Oh, well,
It's
Jeff
after-
actually hosted it one time, co-hosted
Yes,
one
I
time
did.
when
Adam was
gone
so I
somewhere.
co-hosted. It was fun. That's actually what got me into doing this live stuff. because I've always wanted to do it, but like I had to try it first, I guess. Because I trust me, guys, I'll watch this tomorrow probably and be like, that show sucked. I hate it.
Oh well.
That's just what I do.
Alrighty, so we are out of here. Black Cloud is on the topic this Saturday.
What does that mean?
Interesting.
Yeah, I've had a black cloud last week.
Yeah, well, the last week and a half we had a black cloud. It's gonna kind of hover there in gray for a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I definitely had to keep myself from going into darky dark.
Yeah.
But it
I'm
is
sorry.
what it is.
Alrighty.
Oh, we got one viewer. It's probably you.
Yeah, it probably is.
All
All
right,
right.
peace out, everybody. I'm gonna end it right now.